Hey everybody, welcome back to Living Traditions Homestead. Well, this is going to be an exciting video because at the end of this video is when we are going to announce the winner of the Harvest Right freeze dryer that we've decided to give away this summer.
Now the Harvest Right freeze dryer that we are giving away is actually the exact same freeze dryer that we have here on our homestead and that we absolutely love. We've had it for about a year and a half and we used it through one entire harvest season last year and it was so amazing. We're so happy to have a lot of food in long-term storage along with all the stuff that I can as well as kind of like short-term storage.
Right. So this video today is going to be a little bit different because we're going to shoot this video over 2 different days.
Right.
Today, we've just taken out all of the food from the freeze dryer that you saw us put in the previous video. Mm-hmm. So we're only about 2 days into the contest right now. So we're not picking a winner today,
right,
in real time,
right,
but you will see the winner at the end of this video, which will be a few days from now.
So we wanted to show you just how wonderful and amazing this food is that comes out of the freeze dryer. Just to remind you guys, we grew all of this.
Right.
So on these pans, we have homegrown chives, homegrown celery, celery leaves that we chopped up in the food processor, and homegrown zucchini. This, when it's packaged up, if packaged properly, which we're gonna do, can last up to 20 years in long-term storage, which is amazing.
Yeah, it always kind of just blows my mind away to think that we could be eating these things in our old age, and it's gonna be just as nutritious and just as tasty as it was the day that we picked it.
Now what we wanna do today, right now, is package this stuff up with you so that you can learn how to properly store the stuff that you put in your freeze dryer.
Right. And all of the supplies that we're going to be using today will come along with the freeze dryer for whoever wins the freeze dryer. So you're going to get the Mylar bags, the oxygen absorbers, the sealer. Mm-hmm. All of that will come with the freeze dryer when you get it. So you'll be all ready to start preserving food.
Okay, let's get started.
Now there's really 3 things that you need to package your freeze-dried food so it's safe, so that it will stay as long as it possibly can. The first thing is Mylar bags. And again, you're going to be getting some of these with the freeze dryer if you win, or if you place an order for a freeze dryer, this comes with the freeze dryer. So I think it comes with 50 of each of these.
Right, yeah. Harvest Right offers 2 different sizes of Mylar bags. You can use Mylar bags from other companies, really any size that you want to. We prefer this smaller size so that we're really sealing up just what we would want to open and use at one time or over a short amount of time.
Right. And then the other thing is oxygen absorbers. They'll come in a package like this, and we'll cut this open and then we can reseal this later. And basically what the oxygen absorbers are, I mean exactly what it sounds like, they are going to suck all of the oxygen out of the Mylar bag with your freeze-dried food in it so that they're basically in an oxygen-free environment inside the bag. So they just look like this. And we'll just drop one of those inside of each bag when we put our food in and then seal it up.
Now we get a lot of questions about, why don't we use a vacuum sealer, or, would it be better to use a vacuum sealer with the Mylar bags? And, can't you just use vacuum seal bags?
Right.
Well, we want to tell you is that first of all, the oxygen absorber takes the place of needing to use a vacuum sealer with the Mylar bags.
Right.
And the vacuum seal bags that you would use with a vacuum sealer, they're not rated for long-term storage.
Right.
Really, they're only supposed to be used for, a year or 2
right,
at the most before it can start breaking down.
Right, and allowing oxygen to get to your food.
Right.
It'll say that right on the manufacturer's website for any of the food sealers that I've seen.
Right. The other thing is the vacuum seal bags don't protect your food from light. They're see-through. So the Mylar bags will protect them from sunlight. So that's another important thing.
Right. And now the last thing that you need is a way to seal these Mylar bags. The one thing that I do like about the Mylar bags from Harvest Right, because we've bought other Mylar bags like on Amazon and things, but the thing that I like about the ones from Harvest Right is that they do have a Ziploc on the top as well. But that's not the only way you want to seal it. I do like to seal that, but then you're also going to melt the top to really create a good seal. And the way that you do that is with this right here. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to put your bag there, you're going to push down on here, and it's going to just melt that so that it seals it up good and tight for long-term storage.
So now that you know all of the products that you're going to need, we are going to get started packaging this food here. Okay, we are going to start off by packaging up the chives.
We usually, when we're packaging things, we usually work together just because it is easier if you have a second person. You can do it alone, but if you got a second set of hands, why not use them?
These smaller bags also, they pop out on the bottom, which makes them stand up pretty well. I just think that's pretty handy. The larger size doesn't have that feature.
Right.
Now, we had a really smart subscriber that sent us these giant funnels, and they work so well for catching everything that kind of falls off the tray.
Right.
We're going to go ahead and put about half of this tray in the bag, and then we'll put the other half in another bag. So you can see that we can just easily put that in here.
And I tried some of these chives, just the way they are. They have retained so much of the chive flavor. It's amazing. These are going to be great for when we have soups and things over winter. It's just going to be a really nice thing to have on hand.
Okay, so I put half the tray in there, and honestly, the bag is not full, but I don't want to overfill the bag because I don't want to potentially have too much in there for me to use in a small amount of time. So put that.
Now you could reseal the bag even after you've opened it one time. You can, you can keep melting. You may get below the Ziploc thing, but you could keep melting and reusing this bag and sealing it back shut.
Right, that's actually a question we get a lot. Can you reuse the bag?
Right.
Absolutely, you can reuse the bag. Okay, so we're just gonna set that aside and then put the rest of this tray in this bag.
Yeah, and these big funnels do make it nice. We used to just use like a canning funnel, but you do end up spilling a lot doing that.
Oxygen absorber. Okay, now it's ready for the sealer. Okay, let's go ahead and seal these. I do want to show you that the sealer, it has an adjustable heat. And so when we seal the Mylar bags, we put it on number 7. It works really well. Just hold it here on the sealing area, press down until the light goes off. And it is sealed perfectly. Now, one thing we want to let you guys know too is that, these oxygen absorbers, they come in a bag and they are heat sealed as well all the way around. So in order to make sure that they don't get ruined, basically, we're just gonna reseal it up. When I seal the plastic though, I turn the heat down because 7 is just too high. So I turn it down to 5, and then we're gonna reseal this package of oxygen absorbers so that they stay good for the next time that I need them. And they're sealed perfectly as well. Let's do that second bag. Turn that back up to 7. All done. And I did already label these bags. They have a nice area at the bottom of the bags to label them. Okay, now that you've seen how that goes, we're just gonna quickly seal up the rest of this food and get it packaged up for long-term storage.
All right, we've got all of our vegetables from the greenhouse packaged up. You can see it here. Now we'll be able to put this into long-term storage. Now, one thing we wanted to talk to you guys about is short-term storage of freeze-dried things, because if you're gonna freeze-dry something and then you're gonna eat it pretty quickly, there's really no need to put it in the Mylar bags. While they're not really expensive, it does add up over time. They're about 50 cents or a little less each. And, even though you can reuse them, you don't really want to just blow through them, it's, that fast. So when we're doing things that we're going to use right away, what we like to do is we like to vacuum seal them in a mason jar. Now for this, this doesn't come with the freeze dryer. This is a completely separate thing.
Now the vacuum sealer that we have is a Food Saver brand vacuum sealer, and it has an accessory attachment option. I'm not sure if they all come like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Or even if,
ours is old, to be honest.
And I don't know if like all vacuum sealers have an attachment, but to temporarily or for short-term storage options for the jar, the Food Saver also sells a jar sealer.
Right.
Okay, and the tube from the accessory portion of the Food Saver sealer, the tube goes right into the top of this gizmo here. You use a regular mason jar lid, put it on top of there, put this jar sealer on top of it. Like I said, put the hose in there, turn on your Food Saver, it'll seal it, you pop it off, the jar lid will be stuck on there,
right.
And then you can just use, you know, your regular ring to just hold it on there.
Right. Obviously this one isn't sealed, but that's basically how it works, and it's just going to create a vacuum inside the jar. Now, the bad part is, or, you know, maybe not bad part, but is that you have to reseal it after every time that you use it, so, which isn't a really big deal, but, you know, just a little extra step that you have to do. Now the other thing is, honestly, you guys, if you're going to use something really quickly, like if you're going to freeze dry something and then use it within a week, you don't really need to do any of that. I'd put it in a jar, put a lid on it, and that's all we do.
Yeah.
So if we're doing, like, say, dried apples or something like that, that, you know, is just going to be out for a snack and everybody's going to eat over the course of a week or so, we don't even seal it up at all, and it stays just fine.
Yeah, last year we tried cucumber chips that were sprinkled with like a seasoning, like ranch seasoning or something, and those we put in a jar because we ate those up in less than a week. They were so good.
Yeah.
So there are alternate options for storage for short term if you're going to just keep it around to eat real quick, but also the Mylar bags for longer term storage.
Right. All right, you guys, so that is where we're going to end this first portion of today's video. Now, the second half of this video will be in a few days. For you, it'll be in just a second. So we'll see you back in just a second to reveal the winner of the Harvest Right Freeze Dryer. It is now Friday evening, a few days later than the first part of this video. You guys, we have waited as long as we possibly can to pick a winner so that as many people as possible could get into the giveaway. It is actually 8:30 on Friday night right now. So we waited so that you guys can see this first thing Saturday morning.
You guys, we had a tremendous turnout for this giveaway. Over 37,000 comments, 37,000 entries. That is amazing.
Right.
How wonderful. Thank you so much.
Right. We sure do appreciate all of you. We wish we could give away 37,000 freeze dryers, but we can't do that.
It's not in the budget.
No, it's not in the budget. So, we did pick one winner. We sat down at our computer just a few minutes ago, and we picked the winner. This is what happened.
The winner is Rodney Berry.
So Rodney Berry, congratulations. Let's just read the comment here real quick. It says, a freeze dryer sure would put a damper on us using so many canning jars with 7 kids and their spouses, 18 grandchildren, and then in August our first great-grandchild. We crowd crop, which means we leave no place for weeds. An example is planting climbing beans, peas, and carrots all in one row. So it sounds like they have a ton going on, and it sounds like this freeze dryer is going to be a very helpful tool on their homestead.
So Rodney Berry, you need to contact us either through our email or through our website contact form to let us know that you have been aware that you won our awesome prize of a Harvest Right freeze dryer, and we can get that going to be sent to you just in time for this year's harvest season.
Right. So again, everybody, thank you so much for watching our channel. We really do appreciate all of you. We hope that you know that we sincerely mean that and that we enjoy sharing our lives with you.
You guys, if you're enjoying our videos, make sure that you hit the subscribe button below. And really the best way that you can help us here on the homestead is just to share our videos on your social media. Until next time, thank you so much for stopping by our homestead. Take care and God bless.
God bless.